Admiral Helena Chen stood at the observation deck of the EDF Phoenix, Earth's first true battleship, watching as the distant stars flickered against the void. After 20 years of preparation, humanity's greatest secret was about to be revealed. Admiral, Captain Sarah Rodriguez's voice came through the neural link. Long-range quantum sensors have detected the Zeraxian fleet entering the Kuiper Belt. Approximately 40 capital ships, matching previous intelligence estimates. Helena allowed herself a small smile. The Zeraxians, like so many spacefaring species, had fallen into the trap of obvious technological progression. Their massive ships bristled with energy weapons and kinetic accelerators, their hulls armored with conventional materials. They expected to find Earth defended by crude chemical rockets and primitive orbital platforms. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Status of the Phoenix's systems, Helena asked, her neural implants already feeding her the information before the words left her mouth. Quantum core stable at 99.8%. Neural sync networks operating at optimal efficiency. Dimensional fold drives ready for activation. All crew linked and synchronized, Sarah reported, her own consciousness partially merged with the ship's systems through their advanced interface technology. The Phoenix represented humanity's different path to the stars. Instead of building bigger engines and more powerful weapons, Earth's scientists had focused on the fundamental nature of reality itself. The ship's quantum core didn't just power its systems, it allowed the vessel to manipulate the very fabric of space-time. Release stealth protocols, Helena commanded. Let them see us. Throughout the solar system, humanity's true defensive network became visible. What had appeared to be ordinary communications satellites transformed, revealing crystalline structures that defied conventional physics. Asteroid mining operations shed their mundane disguises, exposing massive energy arrays and quantum field generators. And at the heart of it all, the Phoenix emerged from its dimensional pocket. The ship was smaller than the Zeraxian vessels, its black hull seeming to drink in light itself. No obvious weapons marred its smooth surface. No massive engine arrays proclaimed its power. It simply was, an impossibility made real through human ingenuity. They're scanning us, Sarah reported. Their sensors are having difficulty penetrating our quantum shell, reading multiple energy spikes. They're charging weapons. Helena nodded, exactly as expected. The Zeraxians were conquerors, their empire built on subjugating lesser species. They wouldn't be able to resist demonstrating their supposed superiority. Open a channel, she ordered. Let's see how they handle their first diplomatic failure. The alien commander appeared on a holographic display, his insectoid features rigidly controlled but showing signs of confusion. His translator produced perfectly accented English, another sign of their technological arrogance. Primitive species of Earth, the Zeraxian began. I am High Commander Vexthor of the Imperial Fleet. Your world has been chosen for incorporation into our empire. Surrender now and become productive members of Galactic society. Resist, and... Helena cut him off with a gesture. High Commander, she said, her voice carrying the weight of 2 decades of preparation. I am Admiral Helena Chen of the Earth Defense Force. You are trespassing in protected space. Your weapons, while impressive by conventional standards, cannot penetrate our quantum shell. Your sensors cannot accurately read our capabilities. And your empire, she paused, letting her neural implants feed tactical data directly to the diplomatic display, has already been compromised. Vexthor's mandibles twitched as data scrolled across his own screens, quantum signatures appearing throughout Zeraxian space, human observation posts that had gone undetected for years, detailed analyses of their military capabilities and strategic weaknesses. Impossible, he chittered. Your species was observed using chemical rockets less than a decade ago. Your cities still burn fossil fuels. Your technology is exactly what we wanted you to see, Helena finished. Humanity chose a different path, High Commander. While you focused on making bigger ships and stronger weapons, we learned to manipulate reality itself. The Phoenix isn't just a battleship. It's a key to understanding the universe in ways your empire never imagined. As if to emphasize her point, the quantum field generators throughout the solar system activated simultaneously. Space itself seemed to ripple as thousands of microscopic wormholes sprang into existence, creating a network that could tear the Xeraxian fleet apart at the quantum level. You have two options, Helena continued. Return to your empire and report that Earth is not to be touched. Or, she let the quantum field intensify slightly, causing warning alarms to blare throughout the alien fleet. Demonstrate why humanity chose to hide its true capabilities for so long. The silence stretched for several seconds as Vexthor processed the situation. His empire had never encountered a species that had so thoroughly deceived them, never faced technology that operated on such fundamental levels. Perhaps, he said finally, his translator struggling to convey the complex harmonics of submission in his native tongue. We should discuss diplomatic alternatives. Helena nodded, but kept the quantum field active. A wise choice, High Commander. Though you should know, we didn't reveal ourselves simply to deter your invasion. Something is coming, something that threatens both our civilizations. We've detected quantum disturbances at the edge of known space that suggest a danger greater than either of us could face alone. Vexthor's compound eyes flickered with interest. You wish an alliance, after deceiving us. We needed to know what kind of civilization you were before revealing ourselves, Helena explained. Your reaction today tells us that despite your empire's aggressive expansion, you're capable of adapting, of recognizing when old strategies must change. We don't need servants or subjects, High Commander. We need partners who can help us face what's coming. As if in response to her words, the quantum sensors that had been monitoring deep space registered a massive disturbance. Something was approaching, something that made even the Phoenix's advanced systems struggle to comprehend its nature. The true test of humanity's preparation was about to begin. The quantum disturbance grew stronger, sending ripples through space-time that made both human and Xeraxian sensors scream in protest. Admiral Chen watched as the impossible readings scrolled through her neural feed, her augmented mind struggling to process what they were seeing. Multiple contacts emerging, Captain Rodriguez reported, her consciousness merged with the Phoenix's sensor arrays. Configuration unknown. They're not supposed to exist. The void split open like a wound in reality, and through it came ships that denied conventional physics. Their hulls seemed to be made of crystallized darkness, drinking in light and sanity with equal measure. There were dozens of them, then hundreds, pouring through the tear in space like insects from a broken hive. High Commander, Helena broadcast to the Xeraxian fleet. I suggest you hold position. What we're seeing matches theoretical models for entities that exist partially outside our dimension of spacetime. Vexthor's response came quickly, fear evident even through the translator. Our weapons are having no effect. The beams pass through them, as if they're not even there. Because they're not fully here, Helena explained, her neural implants feeding tactical data directly to the Phoenix's quantum core. Captain, initiate dimensional anchoring protocol. Let's show our new friends why humanity chose to master quantum mechanics instead of building bigger guns. Throughout the solar system, the previously revealed quantum field generators began to pulse with new energy. The microscopic wormholes they had created started to resonate at specific frequencies, creating a web of quantum-locked space that forced reality to behave according to normal physics. The effect on the invading fleet was immediate and dramatic. Ships that had been ghosting through normal matter suddenly found themselves fully materialized, their strange technology struggling against the locally enforced laws of physics. Target locked, Sarah announced, her consciousness directing the Phoenix's primary weapon system. Quantum lance charged and ready. Helena allowed herself a small smile. Show them what human ingenuity looks like. The Phoenix's smooth hull rippled as reality itself bent around the ship. There were no obvious weapon ports, no massive energy projectors. Instead, the quantum core's power was channeled through the entire vessel, turning it into a single coherent weapon system. A beam of concentrated quantum energy lanced out, not so much traveling through space as rearranging reality between the Phoenix and its target. The lead alien vessel didn't explode or break apart. It simply ceased to exist, its quantum signature erased from this timeline. By the first egg, Vex Thor breathed, his translator struggling to convey his awe. What kind of weapons are these? The kind that come from understanding the universe instead of just trying to overpower it. Helena responded, watching as the Phoenix's quantum lance reconfigured for another shot. Your fleet's energy weapons are impressive, High Commander, but they're still bound by conventional physics. We learned to work beyond those limitations. The alien ships regrouped quickly, showing an adaptability that made Helena reassess their threat level. Energy patterns unlike anything in human or Zeraxian databases began to emanate from their hulls, attempting to counter the quantum anchoring field. They're trying to shift back out of normal space, Sarah reported. The dimensional anchors are holding for now, but they're learning, adapting their technology in real time. Helena's neural feed suddenly lit up with new data as the quantum sensors detected something even stranger. The alien ships weren't just fighting against the anchoring field, they were somehow communicating through it, using the quantum network humanity had created as a medium for their own signals. All ships reconfigure quantum generators to frequency pattern Delta 9, Helena ordered, her augmented mind already calculating the necessary adjustments. They want to use our network. Let's give them something they don't expect. The Phoenix's quantum core hummed as it synchronized with the solar system's defensive grid. What had been a simple anchoring field became something more complex, a symphony of quantum interactions that turned the aliens' attempted communication against them. Space itself seemed to shiver as hundreds of microsingularities bloomed throughout the battlefield, each one precisely calculated to interact with the alien ship's quantum signatures. It wasn't just an attack, it was a fundamental rewriting of local spacetime. The effect was devastating. Ships that had seemed unstoppable moments before found themselves trapped in recursive loops of probability, their own technology feeding back on itself in ways their builders had never anticipated. Remarkable, Vex Thor commented, his fleet holding position well back from the quantum battle. Your species learned to weaponize probability itself. We learned to understand it, Helena corrected, watching as another alien vessel vanished, erased by its own attempts to defy conventional physics. There's a difference. The Phoenix isn't just a warship, High Commander. It's a testament to humanity's approach to the universe. We don't try to force reality to obey us. We work with it, understand it, become part of it. The remaining alien ships began to retreat, their strange drives tunneling through space in ways that even the quantum sensors struggled to track. But Helena knew this wasn't over. The invaders had learned from this encounter, just as humanity had learned from watching them. They'll be back, Sarah said quietly, her consciousness still linked with the ship's systems. And next time, they'll be ready for the quantum anchor strategy. Helena nodded, already processing new tactical possibilities through her neural interface. Then we'll show them something new. Humanity didn't survive and thrive by being predictable. Send word to Earth. It's time to begin manufacturing the Mark II quantum cores and contact the Zeraxian High Command. I think they'll be very interested in discussing that alliance now. As the last alien ship vanished into whatever dimension they called home, Helena turned her attention to the quantum disturbances still rippling through space. Something about them felt wrong, artificial, as if the invaders hadn't just been testing Earth's defenses. They'd been measuring humanity's understanding of reality itself. The real battle, she suspected, was just beginning. 3 days after the initial encounter, the combined human-Zeraxian fleet gathered at the edge of the Kuiper Belt. The Phoenix hung in space alongside the massive Zeraxian dreadnought Imperial Will, their contrasting designs highlighting the fundamental differences in their creators' approaches to technology. Admiral Chen stood in the Phoenix's newly constructed quantum conference chamber, her neural implants projecting her consciousness into a shared virtual space with High Commander Vex Thor and Earth's top scientists. The room hummed with quantum entanglement fields that allowed instantaneous communication across vast distances. The dimensional signatures we detected during the battle have been analyzed. Dr. Maya Patel, Earth's leading quantum physicist, explained. Her avatar gestured, creating complex mathematical models in the shared space. These entities aren't just shifting between dimensions, they're actively erasing quantum signatures from our reality. Vexthor's mandibles click thoughtfully. Explain in terms my military mind can process, Doctor. They're unmaking things, Helena translated, her augmented consciousness helping her grasp the complex concepts. Not destroying them, not moving them. They're retroactively preventing things from ever having existed in the first place. The implication sent a shiver through both human and Zeraxian leadership. A weapon that could erase not just their ships, but their entire civilization from history itself was beyond anything they had prepared for. But your quantum technology, Vexthor pressed, it affected them, forced them to exist fully in our reality. Dr. Patel nodded. The quantum anchoring field was a start, but they were already adapting to it. We need something more fundamental. She paused, sharing a significant look with Helena. We need to deploy the Prometheus protocol. The quantum conference chamber briefly flickered as Helena's surprise disrupted the entanglement field. The Prometheus protocol isn't ready. The energy requirements alone would drain every quantum core in the solar system. Not anymore, Maya countered, sending new data streams directly to Helena's neural interface. The Zeraxian power generation technology, combined with our quantum manipulation capabilities, it could work. We could create a perpetual causality loop around the entire solar system. Vexthor's compound eyes flickered with interest. What exactly is this protocol? Helena took a deep breath, her mind racing through the implications. Imagine a bubble of time and space that exists in all possible quantum states simultaneously. Nothing could be erased from history because every possible history would exist at once, maintained by the quantum field itself. The energy requirements would be astronomical, Maya admitted, but with the Zeraxian fleet's power plants linked to our quantum network. The conference chamber erupted with technical discussions, human and Zeraxian scientists rapidly finding common ground in the face of an existential threat. Helena watched with pride as two civilizations that had been on the brink of war just days ago now worked together, combining their technologies in ways neither had imagined possible. Suddenly, the quantum sensors screamed a warning. Reality itself seemed to buckle as massive tears began appearing throughout the Kuiper belt. The enemy had returned, and in far greater numbers. All ships, battle stations, Helena commanded, her consciousness already merging more deeply with the Phoenix's systems. Dr. Patel, begin Prometheus protocol initialization. High Commander, have your fleet form a defensive perimeter around the quantum generator stations. The void erupted with activity as the dimensional entities poured through the tiers in space. But this time, something was different. Their ships moved with purpose, precision, as if they had learned more than just how to counter the quantum anchoring field. They're not just adapting. Sarah reported from her neural link with the Phoenix's tactical systems. They're using our own quantum principles against us. The dimensional tiers, they're exact inversions of our quantum field frequencies. Helena's augmented mind raced through the tactical implications. The enemy hadn't just studied their technology. They had fundamentally understood it and found its perfect counter. But that understanding went both ways. Captain, initiate quantum core cascade, she ordered. All ships, execute maneuver pattern Omega. Let's show them why humanity doesn't rely on just one approach. The Phoenix's quantum core pulsed with new energy as the ship began a series of precise dimensional jumps, each one lasting just microseconds. To the enemy sensors, the vessel would appear to exist in multiple locations simultaneously, each position equally real and equally false. The Zeraxian fleet, following the planned strategy, formed an intricate geometric pattern around the quantum generator stations. Their massive power plants began channeling energy into the human quantum network, building the foundation for the Prometheus protocol. Dimensional tiers expanding, Sarah reported. They're trying to erase the generator stations from history. Not this time, Helena replied, her consciousness extending through the quantum network. Dr. Patel. Now. Throughout the battlefield, reality began to shift in new and strange ways. The Prometheus Protocol wasn't just a shield or a weapon. It was a fundamental rewriting of how causality worked within its influence. The enemy's attempts to erase things from history met a wall of infinite probability, each potential timeline reinforcing the others in an endless loop. The dimensional entities reacted with what could only be described as confusion. Their ships tried to shift between realities, only to find that all realities existed simultaneously within the protocol's effect. They tried to unmake the quantum generators, only to have them exist in all possible states at once. But the strain on the combined fleet was enormous. The Xeraxian power plants burned white-hot, channeling more energy than they had been designed to handle. The Phoenix's quantum core pulsed with frequencies that threatened to tear the ship apart. "We can't maintain this level of power output," Maya warned. "The protocol is working, but the energy cost." Helena watched as reality itself wavered around them, the battle becoming a contest not of weapons or ships, but of fundamental forces. In that moment, she understood something crucial about their enemy. "They're not invading," she announced, her augmented mind putting the pieces together. "This isn't an attack, it's a test. They're not trying to destroy us. They're trying to see if we understand enough about reality to recognize what they really are." The quantum conference chamber hummed with tension as both human and Xeraxian leaders processed this revelation. The true nature of their enemy, and the real reason for humanity's long-hidden quantum technology, was about to become clear. As the Prometheus Protocol continued to hold reality in a state of quantum flux, the dimensional entities suddenly ceased their attacks. Their ships, if they could truly be called that, arranged themselves in a perfect geometric pattern that made Helena's neural implants tingle with recognition. That formation, she broadcast to both human and Xeraxian commanders. It's a three-dimensional representation of a quantum wave function. Dr. Patel's voice came through the quantum network, excitement overriding her usual professional calm. "Not just any wave function. It's the exact equation humanity first used to develop quantum core technology. They're trying to communicate." The largest of the dimensional ships moved forward, its surface rippling with patterns that seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously. A signal penetrated the quantum field, not through conventional communications, but through precisely controlled fluctuations in reality itself. "We have witnessed your understanding." The message came, translating itself directly into concepts in their minds. "You have learned to see beyond the illusion of singular reality." Helena exchanged glances with Vexthor's holographic presence. "You orchestrated this entire conflict," she realized. "The detection of your approach, the initial battle, it was all to test our comprehension of quantum mechanics." "Yes." The response rippled through space-time itself. "We are the Guardians, tasked with protecting this universe from the greatest threat it has ever faced. We have watched countless civilizations rise and fall, waiting for one that could truly understand." "Understand what?" Vexthor demanded, his translator struggling to convey his mix of anger and curiosity. The dimensional ship's response came not in words but in pure information, flooding their quantum network with data that made even Helena's augmented mind real. Dr. Patel gasped as the equations and concepts cascaded through her consciousness. "The universe is dying," she whispered. "Not just our universe, all of them. The fundamental fabric of reality itself is unraveling." "Yes," the Guardian confirmed. "What you call quantum mechanics is merely the surface of a deeper truth. Reality itself is conscious, and that consciousness is failing. The barriers between dimensions are weakening. Soon, all possible timelines will collapse into a single point of infinite entropy." Helena's tactical mind immediately grasped the implications. "That's why you tested us with timeline erasure weapons. You needed to know if we could comprehend and counter attacks on causality itself. Your species chose a unique path, the guardian acknowledged. While others built their empires through force, you sought to understand the nature of reality. The Zeraxians, a ripple of what might have been amusement passed through the quantum field, proved their worth by recognizing the value of your approach despite their initial hostility. Vexthor's mandibles clicked in what Helena had learned was a gesture of humility. We were arrogant, believing our technological power made us superior. The humans showed us a different way. The quantum conference chamber hummed with new energy as more data flowed through the network. The Guardians shared visions of other universes, other dimensions, all showing signs of the same fundamental decay. But they also shared something else, a possible solution. The Prometheus Protocol, Dr. Patel breathed, her mind racing through the calculations. It's not just a defensive measure. The way it maintains multiple quantum states simultaneously, with enough power, enough understanding. It could be used to reinforce the fabric of reality itself. Helena finished, her augmented consciousness already seeing the patterns. But the energy requirements would be beyond anything we could generate. Alone, yes, the Guardian confirmed. But together, humans, Zeraxians, and others we have identified throughout the multiverse, it may be possible. We have watched your species develop, guided your understanding when needed, waited for you to reach this point. The implications staggered everyone in the quantum conference chamber. Humanity's entire technological development, their seemingly unique approach to understanding quantum mechanics, had been subtly guided toward this moment. How long? Helena asked, though part of her already knew the answer. By your time measurement, approximately 60 years remain before the collapse becomes irreversible. We need your Prometheus Protocol, the Zeraxian power generation technology, and the unique abilities of 3 other civilizations we have identified. Together, you must create a quantum scaffold capable of supporting the consciousness of reality itself. Dr. Patel's avatar showed signs of both excitement and concern. The modifications needed to scale up the protocol to that level will need to fundamentally rebuild our understanding of quantum mechanics from the ground up. You will not work alone, the Guardian assured them. We will share our knowledge, guide your development as we have before. But the solution must come from within this reality. We can only maintain the boundaries for so long. Helena looked around the quantum conference chamber, seeing the same determination in both human and Zeraxian faces. In less than a week, they had gone from potential enemies to allies, and now they faced a challenge that would require cooperation on a scale never before imagined. The Phoenix was just the beginning, she said quietly. We thought we were building a battleship, but we were actually creating the first step towards saving reality itself. The Guardian's response carried what might have been approval. Now you begin to truly understand. But time grows short, and there is much to prepare. The real work lies ahead. As if to emphasize the point, the quantum sensors detected new dimensional disturbances, not threats this time, but signals from other civilizations the Guardians had identified. Their unique approaches to understanding reality would all be needed for what was to come. The fate of not just their universe, but all possible universes, hung in the balance, and humanity's greatest test was about to begin. 59 years had passed since humanity's first encounter with the Guardians. The Phoenix, now a museum piece, hung in high Earth orbit as a reminder of how far they had come. Admiral Helena Chen, her consciousness now existing primarily in quantum space thanks to advanced neural interface technology, observed the gathering of ships around the quantum nexus. The nexus itself was humanity's greatest achievement, a massive structure that existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions, built through the combined efforts of 5 civilizations. The Zeraxians had contributed their mastered energy generation technology. The crystalline Marins had provided their understanding of dimensional harmonics. The gaseous Voth had shared their grasp of consciousness transfer across quantum states. The silicon-based NX had brought their expertise in reality anchoring. and humanity had bound it all together with their evolved version of the Prometheus Protocol. Final diagnostic complete, Dr. Maya Patil announced through the quantum network. Now in her 80s, she had transferred her consciousness into the network to continue her work. The quantum scaffold is stable across all observed dimensions. The gathered fleet was like nothing ever seen in the history of the galaxy. Ships of all 5 civilizations, each incorporating technology from all the others, arranged in a precise pattern that mimicked the fundamental structure of reality itself. Guardian contact in 3 minutes, Sarah Rodriguez, now a fleet admiral herself, reported from the new flagship Humanity's Hope. Reality decay has reached critical levels in 17 dimensions. Helena felt the truth of that statement through her quantum-enhanced consciousness. The fabric of existence itself was unraveling faster than their models had predicted. They would only get one chance at this. All ships, commence synchronization, she ordered, her thoughts carrying across the quantum network to every vessel, every crew member, every artificial intelligence that had joined their cause. Begin power transfer to the Nexus. The combined fleet's engines ignited not with conventional energy, but with pure quantum potential. Each ship became a node in a vast network, channeling power into the Nexus while maintaining the delicate balance of reality around them. The Guardians appeared without warning or dimensional distortion, their presence now a familiar part of this grand endeavor. The collapse approaches the critical threshold. They communicated directly into the quantum network. The consciousness of reality phrase. It must be anchored now. Helena reached out through the quantum field, feeling the presence of every being participating in this moment. Humans, Zeraxians, Marins, Voth, and NX, all working in perfect harmony despite their vast differences. Initiate final stage of the Prometheus Protocol, she commanded. All ships, all beings, synchronize your quantum states. Let's show reality itself that consciousness can transcend dimensional boundaries. The Nexus flared to life, its massive structure beginning to pulse with energies that existed in all possible states simultaneously. The combined fleet moved in perfect synchronization, each ship adding its power to the growing quantum scaffold. Through her enhanced perception, Helena could see what was happening on levels that defied conventional understanding. The consciousness of reality, that fundamental awareness that held existence itself together, was being supported, reinforced by the combined will and technology of 5 different approaches to understanding the universe. Quantum scaffold extending beyond observable dimensions, Maya reported, her consciousness merging with the data streams. We're reaching states of reality we never knew existed. The Guardians moved their ships into position, their ancient technology harmonizing with the new quantum scaffold. You have exceeded our expectations, they communicated. Where we sought to preserve reality, you have found a way to strengthen it. Warning signals suddenly flooded the quantum network. The collapse was accelerating, threatening to overwhelm their efforts before they could complete the scaffold. We're losing coherence in sectors 7 through 13, Sarah announced, her ship channeling impossible amounts of energy into the Nexus. The quantum states are destabilizing. Helena made a decision that she had prepared for since the project began. All ships maintain position, she ordered. I'm going to synchronize directly with the Nexus. My consciousness should provide the additional quantum coherence we need. The risk is too great, Maya protested. A human consciousness wasn't meant to exist across that many dimensional states simultaneously, even with our current technology. Humanity got us here by understanding that the universe isn't about limitations. Helena cut her off. It's about possibilities. Before anyone could stop her, Helena fully merged her consciousness with the Nexus. Her awareness expanded across dimensions, experiencing every possible reality simultaneously. The pain was indescribable, but so was the understanding that came with it. Through her expanded consciousness, she could see the truth the Guardians had only hinted at. Reality wasn't just conscious. It was alive, growing, evolving. The collapse hadn't been a failure but an attempt to transform into something new. The quantum scaffold wasn't just supporting reality. It was helping it achieve its next stage of evolution. All ships, her thoughts echoed across dimensions. Prepare for transformation. Reality itself is about to change, and we're going to help guide that change. The Nexus pulsed with new energy as Helena's consciousness provided the bridge between organic life and the fundamental awareness of existence. The quantum scaffold wasn't fighting the collapse anymore. It was shaping it, directing it, helping reality itself achieve a new state of being. Space and time seemed to hold their breath for a moment that lasted an eternity. Then, in a cascade of quantum events that rippled across all dimensions, reality transformed. The collapse became a rebirth, guided by the combined will and understanding of 5 different species and the consciousness of existence itself. When the transformation was complete, the universe was both familiar and utterly new. The barriers between dimensions had become permeable but stable, allowing for levels of existence that none of them had imagined possible. Through it all, Helena's consciousness remained, forever changed, but still fundamentally human, a bridge between what was and what could be. The gathered fleet hung in space around the Nexus, their sensors adapting to perceive reality in its new state. The Guardians, their ancient task finally complete, prepared to share the full extent of their knowledge with the civilizations that had proven themselves worthy of it. What happens now? Sarah asked through the quantum network, her ship's systems adjusting to the transformed laws of physics. Helena's response came from everywhere and nowhere, her consciousness now as much a part of reality as the stars themselves. Now we explore what we've helped create. Humanity's greatest strength was never our technology or our understanding of quantum mechanics. It was our ability to imagine possibilities and work with others to make them real. The next chapter of existence was beginning, and humanity had helped write its first pages.